Welcome to Friendly Friday. We're back again with the Book of the Ancestors. Definitely halfway through this book now. We're on to chapter 12. We're going to find out if Bentley's spell can be reversed. This is called The Black and White Cat Knows Everything. Despite resting for hours, I still feel tired. I'm not used to Lance being gone and Muddypaw being there. Lance doesn't snore half as bad as Muddypaw. I don't mind sharing with Muddypaw even so. I yawn loudly and Friendly stirs, half opening his eyes so they look like tiny slits. Friendly mumbles sleepily, "Is it too early?" Suddenly I remember my back to frontness and I bolt upright. I play it over in my mind, running across the fence and going in the right direction, but ending up going in the wrong direction. I wriggle my toes on my right foot, and if the spell is still cast on me, then I expect the toes on my left foot to wriggle. The toes on my left foot wriggle. "I'm still back to front," I whisper to Friendly. "Close your eyes and go back to sleep then." I sigh and close my eyes. If this spell doesn't burn itself out, I might have to find Narcissa's tray and take her some walnuts from the abundant garden in exchange for the cure for this curse. Just as I'm drifting off back to sleep, Muddypaw starts snoring again. I dig him in the ribs with my elbow and tickle his nose with my tail. I can't sleep with this racket. I mentally prepare myself and then exit the dray to sit on the branches of the tree. The sun is just making an appearance and I can tell already that it's going to be a beautiful day. There's lots of bird activity going on in the poplar tree. I see two crows using their huge beaks to break twigs. The crows then fly the twigs to the ash tree further along and use them to make their nest high up in the top branches. I wonder why the crows don't just stay in the poplar tree, but there must be a reason. Maybe it's not tall enough, or maybe it's too near the magpies who always build their nest at the top of our tree. I wish we could make our dray right up at the top of the tree, then we'd be able to see for miles and miles. Friendly can't go up very high because he's too scared of heights. I stretch out my tail in the early morning sunshine. I swish it left to right and right to left, which is my back to front state, translates to right to left and left to right. I'm sort of getting the hang of this. The back door to the human house opens and closes. This is usually an indication that there are fresh nuts in the silver bowl on the picnic table under the red parasol. I peer down through the branches. The black and white cat is sitting at the top of the garden steps looking over his garden. I wonder if he has any knowledge of Narcissa and how to reverse the spells. I try to hurry up before he leaves the garden. The old cat doesn't move very fast, so I might be able to get there in time. It takes me 3 times as long as normal to navigate the fence and trees, and twice I nearly end up in the wrong direction. Finally, I'm in the plum tree. "Hey," I greet the black and white cat. He stares up at me. He is as still as a statue. He has one green eye and one golden eye. "Hey," I say again. The black and white cat blinks and licks his paws. I run down the trunk of the plum tree and onto the grass, slowly inching myself towards the cat just in case he's going to chase me. "I'm wondering," I start. I feel a bit foolish. "I'm wondering if you know anything about reversing spells." The black and white cat stops licking his paws and looks right at me. "Why do you think I would know anything about reversing spells?" he asks, flopping his whole body down onto the floor. He lifts up his back legs and licks the fur there. "You know a lot of things," I reply. The black and white cat continues to groom himself. I'm hoping he's thinking of the answer and not ignoring me. "Come on, I know he knows." I climb up the steps, but I've forgotten when I lift my right arm, it's my left arm which lifts. I've moved too fast and without thinking, I go tumbling off the step. The black and white cat watches me pick myself up. His face is expressionless and I can't tell what he's thinking. I stretch myself out and move slowly up the stairs, my left side first, which is actually my right side. "A spell as in a hex," he finally says. "A spell as in a curse," I say. "I don't know what a hex is." "Oh." The black and white cat lies down with his front legs curled underneath him and wraps his tail around himself. He closes his eyes. "Don't go to sleep." The cat slowly opens his eyes. "I don't know anything about your Narcissa." He closes his eyes again. At that moment, the human opens the door and I panic as I'm so close to the house. I'm not brave like I was yesterday. I jump up and I end up behind the black and white bucket, which could have been embarrassing if I'd ended up in the black bucket. I watch as the human takes nuts over to the picnic table and fills the silver bowl, walks back to the house, stops to stroke the cat, goes back inside and shuts the door. The cat gets up, stretches, then walks slowly down the garden path. Hey, I'm shouting. He ignores me and carries on walking. I sigh. I should have stayed in the dray with Friendly and Muddypaw and had some more sleep. I'm so tired. I go back to the dray, but I might as well get myself a treat from the silver bowl on the way. I'm on the lookout for kittens too, since my orientation is off key. I might run into one. Looking around, I don't see any kittens, so I run across the lawn and up the trunk of the sour cherry tree and onto the picnic table. Hazelnuts. I take one and climb up the tree where I can sit on the stump of a prune branch and crack open the shell. As the pieces of hazelnut shell are falling to the ground, a sudden realization dawns on me. My mouth opens in horror, and before I've even taken a bite, the entire nut is bouncing through the branches and onto the flower bed below. Did I mention to the black and white cat about Narcissa? I can't remember if I did or not. Did I? He definitely said, I don't know anything about your Narcissa. I must have mentioned her, otherwise why would he say that he didn't knew anything about her? I shake my head. I can't remember. If I didn't say anything about Narcissa, can the black and white cat read my mind? Does he already know about the spell? He knows Narcissa. I need to wait for the black and white cat to return because I have a feeling he can help me. He might know exactly what I need to do to reverse the spell, or hex as he calls it. So that's chapter 12. Next week we're going to read chapter 13 from the Book of the Ancestors. Maybe the black and white cat knows exactly how to change, how to reverse the hex. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the book. See you next week.